Hey, good morning, softball fans, and welcome back out to day two of the 2026 Quitman Tournament, brought to you by DHT Specialties. The broadcast coverage is brought to you by DHT Specialties. You see our other sponsors rotating around in that top right-hand corner. I am Doug Gann with 446 Sports, joined by Nick Morrow on production there. Give a little wave with the camera, Nick. Let them know that you're here. There you go. That's Nick's little wave when he moves the camera. That lets you know that he's here. He forgot that we don't have that one in center field anymore. But delighted to be back here with you today. It is Home Runs for Hope weekend, and delighted to be here and bringing you that. Representatives from St. Jude's are on site today. We have pledged $10 per home run hit. 17 home runs hit yesterday between the 12 games. There are another 24 games today, and so we look to see that total climb. Down in the right-hand corner, you see the QR code. When you scan that code, you can pledge per home run, or you can just go along with us at the end of it and do that. Would you pledge $1 for a home run? That's $17 you'd be in right now, and all of that goes directly to St. Jude's. When you scan that QR code, it goes right to the race site for our state representative, Ronnie Schwartz, and what he's doing. His goal is $25,000, and we're here to help get that to him. And glad that you're along with us on there. We've got 6 games on Field 4 today, starting with this 9 o'clock game in West Ouachita and Ponchatoula, getting set to do battle on there. First time that we have seen Ponchatoula today. First time that we have seen West Ouachita in this one today. They were on the other field last night. Big slate of games for you today here on Field 4. Let's take a look at just what it is that we will see today. And this is the Field 4 games. Now, again, there are a lot of other games, but West Ouachita, Ponchatoula get the start here. And then we've got Hahnville and Calvary Baptist. We've seen Calvary play a couple of times this season. Quitman and St. Fred's will go at 1 o'clock. Chappelle, the Chips lost a tough one last night to West Monroe, but the Chips and Calvary will do battle at 3 o'clock. So Calvary with a couple of games today. Chappelle and Quitman will do battle in the nightcap this evening, scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. We'll see about that. Gina and Darbone Woods. We'll get a look at Kiet Cooper. We'll get a good look at Jolie Bennett. Callie Decker plays for that Gina team, and they are some to keep an eye on. And so Gina and Airline play earlier in the day. But some of the other games of interest, Ruston and Ponchatoula playing at 11 o'clock. Claiborne Christian is in the house. West Monroe and LaSalle will play at 11 o'clock. That'll be a good game over on Field 3. Hicks and Weston are doing battle this morning. Houghton and Caldwell, Evangeline Darbone Woods, Evangeline Caldwell, Oak Grove and Caroline Bradley. Number 1 basketball player in the country, probably, and she's not a bad softball player. She was one of those 17 home runs last night, but Oak Grove and West Monroe, Florine and OCS will do battle. St. Fred's and Monterey getting ready to play the 5 o'clock, or they'll play at 5 o'clock on Field 1. Gina and Airline play, Hicks and Oak Grove, and then we go down to 3 fields for that final session at 7 o'clock. Florine and Monterey, Sterlington and Airline, and Gina and Darbone Woods. Gina and Darbone Woods, again, we told you, is our game. They're going to flip for home and away, and you see them down there. You see Coach Jeremy Harper that is down there. Had a couple opportunities to talk with Coach Harper last night and this morning, and they're excited about getting ready to get back out onto the field. Feel that they didn't show their best game yesterday in that one, but Quitman really came on and played there. Maggie Guyot with a couple of home runs in that game. Look, we are on the field, and Coach Dodson of Quitman, who put this tournament together, and of course works here as the director at the JPRD, Jackson Parish Recreational District, covers this sports complex. Beautiful, beautiful complex out on Highway 4. If you're driving up through Jonesboro and you go a little further in, the McDonald's and the Sonic and all of that is right there. The Brookshires, take a right and come all the way down about 3.5, 4 miles. Jackson Parish's Sports Hall of Fame is located on site as well. So that gives you an idea of everything that's going on. Getting ready to flip. Boy, you can smell the sausage has been cooking since we got things going today, since we got here about 8 o'clock. There's a high five at home plate. I think Coach Jeremy Harper a little bit calmer than he was last night. Last night, as cool as it was, things got a little heated. But that's passion and spirit of the game, and I don't think you'll meet anybody as lighthearted and as passionate and loving for the game. I say that you won't meet anybody. Look, there are a ton of great coaches in the state of Louisiana, and we've been fortunate enough to meet a large number of them throughout. Again, settle in, a long day of softball. 6 games on the docket for us today before we pack up and head south back to central Louisiana. Boy, most of the time we're heading north somewhere, but we're going south back to Sunlaw. That means we are a ways up here. Up in Jonesboro, not that far away. Wind gusting. See if you can zoom in, Nick, to that flag out in center field. And you can see just how that wind is blowing already this morning, dead to center field and gusting. That gives you a good look at anything, as it will. So that gives you an idea, and that's why we don't have our center field camera today. It blew over last night. So we're back to the one up here. Still think it's a good view. And we're going to be, looks like Ponchatoula will be the home team tonight. They'll be in the fielder this morning. Goodness, I've got tonight on the brain. Sun's in a different spot. It's coming over our left shoulder, so that'll make for a interesting look for it as it starts to wake up and make its way through here, and it's fighting the wind and the clouds today. But West Ouachita will be the visitors in this one, and we will get their lineup up. We do have the starting lineup for Ponchatoula, so let's take a look defensively at the Lady Wave as they make their way out onto the field. In left field, it is Marley Blackwell. In center field, it is Raelle Wheat. In right field, Peyton Lancaster. Peyton hits the leadoff and does a tremendous job for her. At third base, Lily Verga. Lily Verga homered yesterday. Shortstop is Avea Nobles. Nobles at shortstop. There at second base, Faye Boehm, B-O-I-H-E-M. We did this last night, Boehm. Demi Sanchez finds her way over to first base there. And the battery this morning for Ponchatoula behind the dish, Callie DeLatte. And in the circle, Abby Dagro. Dagro is a very, very solid hurler in the circle. She homered yesterday. Dagro and Verga homered yesterday. Dagro did it in that first inning and kind of started things off. But that gives you a look at that. Gives you a look at that Ponchatoula lineup, and we will get West Ouachita here momentarily as soon as it pops up in Game Changer. This is the 9 a.m. game. First pitch scheduled for 9 o'clock, and we are directly on 9 o'clock here as we'll start things off. Dagro finds her place in the circle, and we'll get this thing up and going. Boy, the blankets and the tents are all out this morning, and the hoodies. It is a chilly, windy March morning as March starts to fade away. First pitch, 9 o'clock, and we are underway. And that one misses for ball one. Dagro's second pitch misses, and it rolls through and gets back to the backstop. Getting a lot of information out of the day for our Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star Softball game. Those games will be May 26th and 27th. Third one from Dagro misses down low, and she went 3-0 on the count This is Tullis that leads things off. 3 balls and a strike as Dagro finds the way and gets that one over. Swinging strike there, and that Dagro all the way back fills the count up. Tullis, a good hack at it from the leadoff spot. Ball 4 there, and Tullis is going to find herself down to first base with a leadoff walk. And that's how today starts. Again, you see the logos of some of our supporters up in that top right-hand corner. Our stay in Jonesboro was brought to you by Paradise Funeral Home. Squaring to bunt and taking that one down low is actually, I think that stayed in there for a strike to Smith. Nobles and Boham looking around there in the middle. And Dagro, after the walk, starts off the second batter. Smith with that one bunted back. Dagro's got it herself. She's going to turn and whirl and fire over to first. Thought about the throw back in, but Tullis wasn't going anywhere. That advances the runner, and out number 1. Early on in this one, we play in the top of the first. Seems like only 12, 13 hours from now that we'll be talking about the top of the first in the last game. Ground ball to Dagro, retires Smith, and that moves Tullis, we told you, up to second base. And Crockett will step in. Crockett takes strike 1. Change up from Dagro misses off the plate, and it's a ball and a strike. What a difference 2 days make. It was sunny and hot, and then that cold front came in. At least that cold front blew in without rain associated with it. That one lifted foul and backing off to the right side, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Blackwell, Wheat, Lancaster around the outfield left to right. Verga, Nobles, Boham, Sanchez left to right around the infield, and Dagro and DeLatte defensively. That one just off the plate, evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down early in this one. Swung on and missed and down on strikes, and that is a Sabine State Bank strikeout. We'll look at it again. Down on strikes she goes, and that is out number 2. And Dagro, after the leadoff walk, looks to get out of it. Well, Tullis taking a good lead off of second base. We'll see if DeLatte picks up on that. That one out of the zone for ball 1, and Henley will step in, Henley. Swung on and missed there. Quickly, 0-2 from Dagro. Dagro working fast this morning. Should rock backfire this one. Outer half misses, a ball and 2 strikes. One-two offering now coming to Henley. That one smoked foul, and they'll keep the count, a ball and 2 strikes. Again, we named 3 of our LV5K players of the game, the Lauren Vaughn Foundation. That race is coming up next Saturday morning. 5K race 1K fun run, walk, come out and join us. We will be there. That one bounces up, is going to get away from DeLadd, and Tullis will hustle on over to third base. Moves up 60 feet, and certainly in scoring position there. Dagro, the 2-2 offering now. That one pulled out to right field and way back, and that is gone over the head of the right fielder, Lancaster, and that got out of here on a bullet. Home run number 1 of the day. That's $10 to St. Jude's down in the right-hand corner. You can pledge and follow along with us. Let's take a look at it one more time. Good swing on it. Got it up and over in line drive home run out near those cars in that parking lot, and it is a 2-0 game here, just at the opportunity you thought that you were going to get out of it. So Henley with a 2-run shot. And back to live action we go. We'll put that 2 runs up for you. And that will bring Collins to the plate, looking to keep it going. And Dagro had went 0-2 on Henley. Threw a couple out of the zone, came back in with a fastball, and Henley pulled it over that right field wall. That one lifted high. It's going to stay on the infield. Sanchez drifts over from first base and will glove that one. So 2 runs on 1 hit. No errors, nobody left on. The big 2-run home run from Henley has it 2-0 when we come back in the bottom of the first. Maddie Foster finishing up her warm-up pitches. She will be responsible for facing this Ponchatoula team. 2-run home run by Henley. And, well, that was what you wanted. Lancaster, Dagro, and Verger, what you wanted if you're West Ouachita. It looked like you were rolling through that. Had a runner over at third base and wanted to do something. But Henley able to get a hold of one there. Cameron Henley continues to bang the softball she has all season long. We'll take a look defensively around for West Ouachita momentarily. Maddie Foster getting the softball in that she wants. 2-0 Cam Henley home run adds to the total. That's 18 home runs this weekend, barring anything from around any of the others. That is number 10 on field 4 here. Up and out of the zone for ball 1. That one as well. up and away. That is Collins that is in there pitching. They had Foster listed at it, but it is Collins, number 5, that is there. Foster over at second base. Henley takes her spot at first. Copley and Wright, Woodall there in center field. Crockett and Tullis third and short, respectively. Smith behind the dish. Kenley Collins in the circle. And that's a 4-pitch walk to Lancaster to get things going. And now you've got a couple of girls in Dagro and Virga back-to-back that have the power to get it out of here. Wind-aided or not, they can do it. This is Abby Dagro. She is looking to pick up those couple of runs that she gave up in the first. Ground ball to third, gloved over there by Coach Harper. A little flip to Crockett at third. And good hands over there by Coach. That's the first strike thrown today by Collins after a 4-pitch walk. Put Lancaster at first. That one ground over to third base. It's glove. It's knocked down by Crockett. There's not going to be a play. Still came up throwing, but unable to get it. Good work by Henley to hang on to that. And now you've got runners at first and second. We'll call that an error at third base. And they will get a runner on for Dagro. And here is Lily Virga. Virga, one of those 2026 Pelican State Rising Stars All-Stars, received her invitation down at French Settlement in that game that they battled with Malloy Miles and Coach Blake West and French Settlement in a 1-0 loss. Machado on to run at first now. That one ground off to the right-hand side and foul. Early inning trouble for Collins. Went up and off the plate and evens things up at a ball and a strike. Nobody down here, bottom of the first. Wind whipping out to center field. Already saw one home run, but wind or not, that one was going to be gone off the bat of Henley. Squaring to bunt. First and third come crashing, but that one nothing doing. Two balls and a strike here. Collins will look to get something going. That one up and out of the zone, and she's had trouble finding the strike zone. It was a 4-pitch walk that got Lancaster on. And the ball bobbled at third base by Crockett. And the 3-1 count. Good hitter's pitch here. You know that Collins is going to have to come into the wheelhouse with you. If you're Virga, you're ready to unload on it. Fouls that one straight back. It's a good hack at it, though. Good pitch from Collins. And the full count offering will make their way in. Field 4, where we're at all day long. Glad that you're along with us. That one foul over to third. Again, gloved there by Coach Jeremy Harper. He will be one of our coaches in the Pelican State All-Star game. Informed him that Lily cannot play for him, of course. Representatives from St. Jude's in town all day today. That one lifted high. It's going to get up in the jet stream and blow away. That is a 3-run bomb for Lily Virga. And we told you she could swing it with the best of them, and answers the 2 runs with 3 of her own. Little shimmy there, and it is a 3 that you see it launched and gone. And I'm going to tell you, the ball is going to fly out of here today. You see Lily come around the bases on your screen there. And back to action we go. Sanchez will step in. That one drifts across the plate, but grabs a little bit of it, and it is strike one. 3-2, bottom of the first. Ponchatoula leads this one. Our total was at 17. It is at 19 at least. That line drive to center field is going to bounce in front of Woodall, and she gets it back in quickly. But, boy, it has been this Ponchatoula team woke up early and have come hitting the ball today. A walk, a ground ball to third that was bobbled around, and then the 3-run blast. That's what'll get you in trouble, is when you get runners on in front of these big home run hitters. But that rings the cash register again. Smoked over to left field, and that's going to get down. Runners will be at first and second, and continue to hit the ball well, does Ponchatoula. And Rael Wheat will now step in. Well, you couldn't have drawn up a better start to this if you coach Harper and he calls his troops over as they'll gather at the mound there in West Ouachita. Not a good start for Collins in this one. She has thrown 16 pitches. 9 of them strikes. Out of those 9, 3 have been hit. 1 over the fence. 2 earned runs in this one out of the 3. No strikeouts. The 1 walk, and that led things off. But it was Lily Verga and her 3-run home run. And you've got to be very careful that you don't give up a huge inning here. Already a crooked number, but man, you wanna be sure of it. Out there talking. Let's take a look one more time at that last home run. And you see Verga will come around here, and everybody's got an interesting thing they do there at home. It's kind of the little shimmy, and stepping back in is going to be Darby. That one taken off the plate for ball 1. This is Kylie Darby, the designated player for Coach Harper. Check swing, but does not hold up on it, and that is a ball and a strike. A lot of buses were out there yesterday. You'll see them start making their way in, getting folks for those second round of games. Again, we've got Calvary coming up next on this one. 1 ball, 2 strikes. One bounces up and leaving the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Thank our friends at DHT Specialties. Of course, the LV 5K, you see that in the corner. Our Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star softball game. Ground ball over to third. Step on it across the diamond. They go in time. That is a good-looking double play. Take a look at it again. You'll see ground out over to third is gloved there. Steps on the bag. Does Crockett. Fires across to Henley. And that is quickly 2 outs there. Back to work we go. And that over the head now of the center fielder Woodall. And that's going to be the 4th run of the game that comes across. So Bohem, B-O-I-H-E-M, gets that one down. That one lifted high. That one lifted back. Left fielder's got it. Kazmaier gets that one in left field. And that will retire the side, but not before Ponchatoula puts up 4 big runs. We move to the second, move to the top of the second. Due up for West Ouachita is going to be Nobles, Blackwell, and Lancaster. Will be Woodall, Foster, and Hudson for West Ouachita when we come back. Abby Dagro finishing up her warm-up pitches as we move to the top of the second. Ponchatoula team heating up on this cool morning. Woodall will step in, see if she can get things started for this West Ouachita team that we know swings the bat well. They have the last several years. We've seen them in that district with Grant and Tioga and Peabody and such. Swung on and missed there, and that's strike one. The big blow that time was that 3-run home run by Dagro. Oh, that front foot all the way out of the box up there. You can see the line in between her front foot. She kind of straddled that line. Good-looking curveball twists back in. That's a ball and 2 strikes to Woodall. Chloe Woodall for West Ouachita. Down 1 ball, 2 strikes. Dagro rocks back, fires this one. Check swing, nothing going. They want to peel down to first, but they won't get anything out of that. Yeah. That one bounces inside, and 3 balls and 2 strikes. Lady Cavs starting to make their way in ahead of their 11 o'clock ball game. Ground ball over towards third. It's going to bounce around and be picked up there in the on-deck circles. We'll redo the 3-2 offering. It's not too late to join in with us on our home runs for hope. Look, if you don't want to keep up and we don't want to keep up with how many home runs are hit. We just want to make a $10 donation to it. You can do all of that right down there on that QR code in the bottom. This is a St. Jude's weekend. We are raising money for ball 4. It's going to send Woodall down to first base, and that's what you want to avoid if you are this Ponchatoula team. You don't want to come up after a big 4-run inning. You don't want to put base runners on, especially via the leadoff walk, and that's what Dagro did back in the first inning, walked the first hitter that she saw. That one bunted, but foul. Tried to put a glove out, or a hand out, did the Latin catch that one. Really not an opportunity to. Our wallet is a little concerned about the games today. Speaking of our pledges, already a couple of them hit off of this field. There's some good talent on this field, and the wind is blowing. It's gusting out today. So expect, we saw 9 on this field yesterday, 2 already this morning. And yeah, it's going to be one of those type of days. That means it's blowing in all the way around us. That one lifted foul and didn't quite get out because of that high fence. You see it on your screen there. I've not seen a chain link backstop fence that goes that high, but they do a great job of protecting this field. Justin Dodson, the director of the parks here, does an incredible job with the maintenance of it and the build and the growth that he's put on these fields on this complex. That one lifted foul, and it will make it over that wall at right field. Lands harmlessly and rolls around. And we'll repeat the 0-2. Top of the second we play, 4-2. You see it, Ponchatoula leading. That one, Sabine State Bank strikeout looking. Take a look back at it again. Dagrove's pitch here. Called third strike, and down she goes. Runner going is going to be a good opportunity. No, sliding in safely Woodall, the stolen base. A great jump. Well, you're seeing so many of the blankets and those little tents that have become so popular that hold a couple of chairs, keep the wind and the cold out. Dagro will rock back and fire this one. It is bunted back foul. And that's 0-2 to Hudson. Ella Hudson steps in from the left side. That one just off the plate. Swung on and missed, and down on strike she goes. Gonna help you pitcher out a little bit on that throwback. 2 down. And that's going to bring the left fielder, Mackenzie Kazmaier, to the plate. That one over the right side, gloved there by Bohem, and makes a good run to go back and get that one. We'll let that take us to the break. Dagro fires this one, and just going back up, runs out, turns like a good wide receiver, and gets that one. We go to the bottom of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on. It is 4-2 Ponchatoula as they come up to bat. Molly Blackwell will lead things off. She is the left fielder for this Ponchatoula team. She hits out of the 9 spot, so 9-1-2. Blackwell, Lancaster, and Dagro due up here. First pitch right up the middle. Not going to be there. Safe across the diamond. You'll see, comes up and makes a good run at it. Throws right away, but just the quickness of Blackwell allows that to be our first base runner here in the bottom of the second. And that'll get it back to that powerful lineup of Lancaster, Dagro, Verga, Sanchez, that group. Good looking pitch. Called for a strike. Had a lot of drift away from the batter there. Kind of that screwball as the right-hander throws it. That ball that breaks from the plate back to the right-handed hitter. That one out in the river. Misses for ball 1. One ball, one strike to Lancaster. Lancaster smokes that one down into left field and has it. We'll take a look at it again as it went right into left field, gathered in, but that puts runners at first and second, and you've got the very dangerous duo of Abby Dagro and Lily Verga coming up next. Up and off the plate for ball 1. Collins in some trouble here. This is like you play a Monopoly and you go around to that last part of the board. You're going to run into something. Throws that changeup out off the plate, ball 2. The last thing you want to do is a walk here. Of course, I guess the last thing you want to do is groove one to Dagro. Collins rocks back, fires this one, and it is twisted. Going to be fair. Dropped. Boy, that one was just kind of messed up from the start. Let's take a look back at it. You'll see. Well, that wasn't the one that we wanted. There you'll see it. Nope, that was the base hit prior. You've got runners at every base. Ducks on the pond for Lily Verga. Had a 3-run home run her last time at bat. She plays third base for Ponchatoula. Swings the bat well, and she is a Pelican State Rising Stars All-Star game participant and could really, really, really bust this thing open if she gets a hold of one like she did a bat ago. Collins drops back, fires this one. It's right up the middle, not going to be out of the park, but will be another RBI, and station to station goes Ponchatoula. That one lifted high. Center field going to camp out under it. Tagging there, we'll have a play at the plate. Nothing doing there, and that adds the 6th run on the board. That is an RBI from Demi Sanchez, and Rael Wheat will step to the plate. Runners at first and second now. When just over the outstretched arms there. Had to wait for it. Going to be out at third as they'll come up and make the play. And a good job out in left field to make that throw in, and that is out number 1. Kazmaier comes in and fields that ground ball to throw over to Crockett, nips the lead runner. So Wheat will reach on a fielder's choice. Actually, that's a lifted high out into center field once again. Woodall collects that one, and that will retire the side, but a couple of runs come across. Well, that last part of that inning went quick. Needless to say, we move to the top of the third, 6-2. Ponchatoula leads this one when we return. Abby Dagro back out for her third inning of work. She'll face Emmy Tullis here. Emmy Tullis scored one of the runs in here. She had a walk back in the first inning. It was a leadoff walk. And so one of the things that Dagro will try to clean up, rocks back and delivers this one. That's up and out of the zone, ball one. Ponchatoula and West Ouachita starts the day for us. Ponchatoula dropped one yesterday to Quitman in a game that got out of hand for them, and looking to get back to their winning ways here. That one, off the glove, right up the middle and off the glove of Dagro. Take a look back at that one. That's right off the glove. You see it happen there, and Smith will step back in. Runner at first. So 1 for 1 on the day for Tullis. She's reached base twice. Leadoff hitter for West Ouachita. And Callie Smith will stride in. She steps in from the left side. Takes ball one. You got to answer if you're West Ouachita. You cannot let those bats from Ponchatoula keep putting up runs here. That one fouled back and a ball and a strike. Six to 2, we play top of the third. That one misses down low. That'll be 2 balls and a strike again. We told you long day of softball, exciting day of softball. Hanville and Calvary are next. We saw Hanville win game 1, came out hitting the ball well. That one off the plate also, and 3 balls and a strike. So Dagro gives up the base hit right up the middle, and now she is in danger of walking the 2-hole hitter. Callie Smith would like to keep this going, get another runner on base ahead of that middle part of the lineup. Smokes this one over to left field, going to be in front of Blackwell, and instead of a walk, it's a 3-1 base hit. And now runners will be at first and second. So Callie Smith, 1 for 1 on the day as well. Correction, she is, 1 for 1 there, and Crockett now will step in. Charlie Crockett, new runner over at first base. They'll run for the catcher, and we'll get that name for you momentarily. Crockett, good hack, but swings through that one. Again, a much different day, as it is a lot windier and cooler out there today than yesterday. The mid-afternoon games, as that one is in there, 4 strike 2. Mid-afternoon games were warm and sunny before this wind started coming in somewhere around 6 o'clock or so, 7 o'clock maybe. Dagro rocks back and fires this one. That is a little nubber out to shortstop. Nobles has it. Her only play is over to third for a back throw, and not in time. And a walk and 2 base hits, and the bases are loaded now for Cam Henley. And all she did was deposit one over the right field fence in her first time up, and another one there. She could do it again. Very impressed with the way that that Henley has swung the bat all season long, and we're going to have a pitching change here as they're going to move Verga into the circle here. Lily Verger will move from third base to the circle. Coach Harper not wanting to see Henley hit again against Dagro, who has not had her best stuff today. And this is an opportunity that one could get away from you and tie this thing back up. Bases loaded, game tying run, albeit at the top of the third. The tying run comes to the plate in the form of Henley. Henley, the sophomore. Henley is a sophomore and now has an opportunity to do some damage. Verga rocks back, fires this one, and it is taken. A little curveball spins back on, and you will see Verga spins the ball a lot. Gets the sign. Will settle herself in and delivers the 0-1, fouled back, and quickly comes in, and it's 0-2. It is so hard when you see fastballs to come into somebody that spins it a lot more. That's a difficult adjustment quickly. That one ground over to second base. Bobbled there. The only play is going to be first base. And there will be an out at first. But that will score another one of the runs for West Ouachita. We'll let you look at it here. Bobbled around, and then the only play was Henley. But you put the ball in play and get things going. It is 6-3 now in this one. First pitch, strike one. So Henley with another RBI on the day. That'll give her 4. She's 1 for 2 with 4 RBI. There's that pitch again from Verga. Boy, Lily Verga just impresses at third base. She impresses at the plate. That one up and out of the zone. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And this is Collins. Collins is 0 for 1 on the afternoon. An opportunity for her to help herself out. That one drifts off the plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Verga will continue to work here. That ground ball is over to third base, handled there. They'll trade the run for the out. And Abby Dagro now over at third base gets that out. But again, it does bring another run across. Racing base runners, but I don't think it's the way you wanted to do it. And now the lone runner on base is Crockett as Fox comes around to score. Fox ran for catcher earlier. That one down the line and foul. Stayed back on that Verga curveball pretty well. And Woodall got a good piece of that one. Woodall, no official at bat. She walked earlier. Verga now settles in, spins that one. It is lifted high and back and near the barbecue pit for strike 2. 6-4. West Ouachita has picked up a couple of runs in the top of the third. It's turned into a pretty good ball game. That one off the plate, ball one. Wind still continues to gust out to center field. That didn't help the 2 ground balls that were hit that produced runs for West Ouachita. Check swing there, saying, yep, she went, and that will retire the side. That is a Sabine State Bank strikeout that ends the inning, but not before West Ouachita picks up a couple of runs. They trail now 6-4 when we come back in the bottom of the third. Back we go, bottom of the third inning. Bohem, Nobles, and Blackwell due up as we get our morning session going. Welcome our St. Jude's folks in that have made it here. They're out in the crowd visiting, seeing, watching what's going on. It is Home Runs for Hope weekend here, kickoff. They'll be doing it all season long. Quitman will, and they're challenging teams from around the state to participate. They're raising pledges for every home run that is hit, and we have pledged to $10 for every home run that is hit this weekend, not just on the fields that we do, but all around. Also, after each game, we will name our LV5K player of the game. That LV5K, we invite you. It is next Saturday, and we know of only one softball game on the day for next Saturday. That is Pine Prairie and Marksville. We invite you to bring your team down to Alexandria and participate in that. Proceeds go to the Lauren Vaughn Memorial Foundation. Lauren Vaughn, of course, off that 2016 Ash State Championship team, lost her life in an impaired driving accident, and we try to bring awareness one game at a time to that. That one over the head of the shortstop, and Bohem has got her second base hit of the game. But we will name after each one of these games our player of the game. 3 of them last night that we gave away. Maggie Guyot with 2 home runs got hers from the Quitman game. Emma Jackson got hers in the first one from Hahnville. And West Monroe picked one up. And what a game that was last night, West Monroe and Chappelle. Castine is now into pitch. So we've got a new pitcher, a Tire Discount Center pitching change. That one over to third base. They'll have a playback at first off the bag, so not in time and safe over there at first. And we'll see if we have it to look at for you here. We might have gone a little too far back with it, but you'll get the idea before the batter steps in. Watch this cut over to third base. Snagged there and across the diamond, but not in time. Quickly back to action we go. That ground ball is back to third. They'll go across to first, not in time. And so you'll have runners at first and second. One down, bottom of the third. 4 runs in the first, 2 runs in the second for Ponchatoula. And Lancaster back to the top of the Ponchatoula lineup. Ground ball up the middle is snagged. Over to first they go. And, boy, that's just great awareness. Watch that shot right back up the middle to glove it, and over to first she goes. And so Lancaster retired for the first time today. She had walked and had a base hit. Abby Dagro held scoreless in this one, or hitless so far. Watch as that one curve around for strike one. Katie Castine in the circle now. That one lifted out to left field. One run is going to score. They're going to wave another in. Play at the plate, nothing doing. And the runner will get down there, but let's take a look at that again. Right over the head. One run comes around to score. Another will come in. A play at the plate, and that throw in allows the runner to get down to second base. So a double there from Dagro. And the two runs come back quickly for Ponchatoula. And Lily Verga will hit with just a runner at second. 2 out base hits. That's what folks, they strive to look at. They keep that statistic pretty well. And that was Abby Dagro that did that. She got back the couple of runs that were given up, and the lead now is back to 4. It's 8-4. Swung through that one, and that's going to be a play down to third. Not in time. Good work behind the dish by Smith to get that ball out there pretty quick. Ziegler has came in to run, and she moves to throw to third on that passed ball. Dagro now, or correction, Lily Verga, who was homered earlier in this one. She's got a couple of RBI on the day already. They've got her at 2 for 2 with 4 RBI, and that's what we have her at. Ground ball over there, give her 3 for 3 and another RBI. And again, like Casey Kasem says, the hits keep coming. That is another base hit for Lily Verga and another RBI. Give them 9 now on the day. Bottom of the third we play in this one. Verga knocks in Ziegler, who was the courtesy runner from earlier. And that will get Sanchez back to the plate. Machado comes in to run. Snap throw back down, nearly thrown away, but a good job by Henley to grab that one.
Good job, sir.
Thank you. Castine still in trouble here. That one check swing down low and nothing doing. Well, it has been exactly what we thought it would be today. A lot of hits, some real good defense, and, man, it's that one ground over to third. Going to bounce around all the way across the diamond. They will have that again. Let's take a look at it to get us to the break. There you see Crockett with it across the diamond. She goes to Henley, and that will retire the side. We're going to move to the top of the fourth, but 3 runs for Ponchatoula. Get back the 2 picked up by West Ouachita in the top of the third. So a 5-run total third inning. We move to the top of the fourth. It is 9-4. Ponchatoula leads this one when we come back. Back we go to the top of the fourth inning. 9-4, Ponchatoula leads this one, and you gotta be careful here. If you are Ponchatoula, you want to keep it right here and get those bats back going. But instead, there's a line drive off of Verga right up the middle. That is going to be a leadoff base hit. That is Foster. Second baseman comes up and gets that one. That'll bring Hudson to the plate. Well, there have been a lot of base hits in this game. And look, this has nothing to do with that wind that is gusting out to center field, as that one is swung on and missed. Taking a good look down to first is DeLatte, but Foster quickly scampers back to first. That's what you've got to be careful of, is not to get back picked or caught on anything like this, because runs are coming in great numbers for Ponchatoula. Laying that one down, good job. And look, so here's the problem is you got probably one of the best third basemen in the state that is playing the circle right now, that is pitching. She's going to be able to field that ball well, and does. All of that to say it was a good sacrifice bunt that moves Foster down to second base, but there's one out. I think a lot of pitchers don't make that play, but a player the caliber of Lily Verga does it, and it goes from an infield single to a sacrifice bunt. And Kazmaier, the left fielder, hammers that one to where she normally plays, and that's a long strike one. Ponchatoula and West Ouachita doing battle here. Calvary and Hahnville set to go next. Calvary, a big 7-2 win over Pineville last night. Not in this tournament, but across the way in Shreveport. They actually trailed in that game, and you don't get to say that much about Calvary. But Coach Allison Fry and the Lady Rebels had a lead there before a 5-run sixth inning put it away. Lauren Silvers with a couple of home runs. Baylor Bachhaus, who leads the state in home runs, had one as well. And a ball and a strike here to Kazmaier. That one pushed foul, and that's that spin that Verga puts on the ball. You've got it going away from a right-handed batter, and if you don't catch it, if you catch it out of the break, it's going to go off towards the fence, which it does there. And Verga now looking to finish thing off. That is a ground ball handled. At first they'll go across the diamond and thrown away, and an ill-advised throw is going to get a run across, and there really was no reason to throw that one. And take a look at it again here as that ground ball is over to first. And I like the idea, but you got to know the situation in that one, and that is another run across when you're trying your best to keep this down. 9-5. That one bounces and nearly got the hitter there. That is Tullis. So 2 outs in the inning. Nobody on. The runner does come around to score. So the out was made there at first. Sanchez tried to go across the diamond, but it was too tall to call for Ziegler, and it gets around into the outfield. I think that's not Ziegler. Ziegler came in to run. That is Dagro that is back in at third base. So got it off in there, and just looking at it, that is Abby Dagro that is back at third base. She started in the circle. Verga came in and followed up. 9-5. Somewhere Dolly Parton's happy about that score. One stays low, and it's 3 balls and a strike. This cold weather, tough on these pitchers. They've been playing in some 70 and 80 degree temperature. Now it's 52 and cloudy and windy here. That one lifted over into right field. Lancaster's going to be there, and that's going to be the final out of the inning. We'll let this fly ball to right field take us to the break. Gathered in there by Lancaster, and that will do it. But a run does come across. We move to the bottom of the fourth. It's 9-5. Ponchatoula leads this one. Coming to bat when we come back. Back we go, bottom of the fourth inning. Due up Wheat, Darby, and Boeheim. She's having a great one. She's 2 for 2 on the day. Wheat comes in 1 for 2. That one fouled back, a diving opportunity there, but nothing doing. Let's go back to that one. Watch her just spring out of that catcher spot, diving for it, unable to get there. But a good look at it. Great job on the camera by Nick Morrow. And that is an interesting strike one to Wheat. That one, though, goes the other way. Going to come in, sliding catch is made. And so back-to-back, pretty solid defensive plays. You can take your choice of which one you want defensively. That one out in right field, diving, sliding, and has that one, and that keeps it right where it is. And that's the kind of defensive support that you need to get. So a near catch behind the dish, but coming up in right field was Copley to get that one. That one hits. That hits Darby, and she's going to make her way down to first base. You'll get Faye Boeheim in there. Correction, that looks like number 16, so that is a new hitter that's in there. Let me get an update on that for you. Ground ball over to third for the foul. Boeheim shows to be number 16, which she is. She's got 13 written down here, but I'm going to go with she's 16. That one off the plate. And 3 balls and a strike. Trying to be careful with Faye as she is 2 for 2 on the day. When lifted down the line, way back and over the wall, and that is a 2-run shot. Boy, that is her 3rd hit of the day, and she says, hold on a minute, I don't care what number I am, 16 or 20 or whatever it is, or 13. That is a 3-run bomb, and let's take our 2-run shot, and let's take a look at it here. Lifted and launched and way back and gone, and Ponchatoula continues to battle away. Watch her finish up around the bases, and that'll bring Nobles to the plate. 11-5. Back we go to live action. You see it 11-5. Ponchatoula leads this one. Nobles will step in. She's 0 for 2 on the day. The damage is being done by young Faye Bayheim. That one lifted, launched, way back, off the top of the wall and bounces over. And that one is gone. Back-to-back home runs. That one, you saw it bounce off of that top yellow padding. And then she'll make her way around the rest of the way. But goodness gracious. They're adding to the home run total today for sure. And I think I've even lost count of what it is. But it is 12-5 in this one. Bottom of the fourth we play. And now you start to get into that dangerous territory where if you can put another 3 runs on the board, you have an opportunity to go ahead and get out of this thing. And tournament weekends, you certainly try to save pitching, do what you can, and finish a game as early as you can. It would get into that 10 row. They would still have to bat, West Ouachita would, that one up and out of the zone. But if you're looking ahead, that's what you're keeping an eye on. This is Blackwell, who's 1 for 2. Back-to-back home runs in this one. That one seems like frustration maybe setting in a little bit on Castine. That's 2 of them that have been up and out of the zone like that, like you're just hanging on to it out of frustration. That's 3 in a row that have been thrown at the same spot. And Blackwell will be taking here, we believe. That's 4 straight out of the zone, and we'll put a runner on first. And it's, well, I'm telling you, it's difficult when you give up back-to-back home runs. And that gets you back to the top of the lineup. And Lancaster, Peyton Lancaster will step in. She's 1 for 2, has scored a couple of runs on the day. And wouldn't surprise me if you don't see Castine much longer in this one. That's 5 straight out of the zone. And they're going in the same spot, too. Gets that look into the dugout. And when you can see a pitcher look into the dugout that long, she's letting you know, hey, that's probably the end of my day. That one lifted high and going to be in left field, caught just shy of the fence. Kazmaier gets that one. That's out number 2. So hopefully she is shaking through that. But boy, you've got the dangerous Abby Dagro that comes to the plate now. I say this one's dangerous. It's been up and down the lineup. That one up and out of the zone. Kind of a pitch out, if you will, as a snap throw down to first, but Blackwell diving back in. That one does find the corner, and that is strike 1. Another $20 worth of donations there on behalf of 446 Sports to Home Runs for Hope. Every home run this weekend in this tournament, we're donating $10 to St. Jude's in the name of Maggie Guyot at Quitman and Home Runs for Hope. I'd like you to join along with us. That one's lifted high. Camping out there is Foster. She'll drift back and secure it. But 4 more runs picked up here, and it is 12-5 as we move to the top of the 5th inning. We'll be back right after this. Back we go to the top of the 5th inning. 12-5, Ponchatoula leads this one. Home runs today from Nobles, Boeheim, and Verga. Goodness gracious, 3 for 3 day for Lily Verga. A run scored and 5 RBI. For Boeheim, 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, 3 RBI. And Verga has thrown 2 innings. Dagro throws 2 innings, and Verga on for her 3rd inning of work. There's 3 home runs for Ponchatoula in this one and 1 for Henley. So 4 home runs here in this game. It's another $40 to the donations. We were at 17. We're 21 now. So keep them coming. We're proud supporters of St. Jude's. Up and out of the zone there. 2 balls and no strikes. Callie Smith will step in. Callie is 1 for 1 on the afternoon. The morning, whatever it is. Morning still. It's 10 o'clock. My goodness. That one up and out of the zone. Great work by Castine to finish that inning off. It looked like it was going to get away from her there. But she was able to settle down and get the final out after giving up those back-to-back home runs. That one twists across for strike 1. 3 balls and a strike. Verga up to 28 pitches here. Callie looking to add another hit to her total today. 1 for 1 on the day. That one over the head of the second baseman and drops in. And that is going to be base hit number 2. And now you'll get the leadoff hitter on, and that's absolutely what you want to do. And Crockett will step in. Crockett also a base hit on the day. She's 1 for 2. Look, I'm telling you, anything can happen in these games. That's why you go back and you look at that earlier from Ponchatoula. If you could put a couple of extra runs on the board, that one lifted high and back and out of play. 12-5, the Lady Wave lead this one. Lady Chiefs from West Ouachita, just up the road. Ponchatoula, not so much, just down the road, much further. That one off the plate for a ball and a strike. Beautiful home runs for Hope weekend. That one off the plate, too. And it's one of those situations that you may see Abby come back in if things start to get a little unwound for Lily. They'll rotate them back. We've seen that done a good bit. Saw it with Ava and Evie and Ava West last night with West Monroe. There's a delayed steal, and that's going to be easily out behind the dish. DeLatte just, wow. Erases the base runner there, gets the out. And a caught stealing. Fox erased catcher to short, so score that 2-6 on the caught stealing. And that is ball 4, so trying to be aggressive, but may have hurt yourself. And that will bring power hitting Cam Henley to the plate. That one curves across the plate for strike 1. Henley already a home run in this game today, gave West Ouachita the lead. More, she was looking to add another one to the total there, swinging strike. And Henley in a hole 0-2. Rock back, Will Bergen deliver this one. Ground ball bounces around, and nobody there. That is going to be an infield single for Cam Henley. She'll be 2 for 3 on the day. Great effort by Sanchez, but she fields it way over there on the backhand side towards second base, right in front of Boeheim at second base, and nobody around to make it. And you've got runners at first and second now. Runners at first and second here, wanting to do something to get these runs across. Up and out of the zone as well, and Verga's starting to labor just a little bit, and Dagro will go over there and talk to her, give her a little encouragement, saying, hey, let's go. And look, that's great work from Dagro, your senior pitcher, that comes across to the sophomore Verga. We'll see if it works there. Verga fires this one up and out of the zone, and 3 balls and no strikes. Danger of loading the bases up here, as she's not been anywhere around the zone on this hitter. Still not, and that is a 4-pitch walk. And again, it wouldn't surprise me to see those two swap things back over and Verga head back to third and Dagro back into the circle. They're over getting their play, and you love this infield that Coach Harper has told us before. Sometimes you just got to let them work it out. They look over to get the reassurance from the dugout, but that group that's going to make a deep run in the playoffs is handling some things on their own. And Castine will try to get things going. That one down the line and foul, just misses what would have been at least a 2-run single. That is a strike. So Castine at first, Crockett at third, Henley at second, Castine at first, and Woodall stands in. Woodall 0 for 1 on the day. Ground ball number over there and tripping down, and I think everybody's going to be safe. In fact, they are. And Crockett will come around to score. Things starting to get a little tense here as Woodall gets that one in. Dagro kind of slipped on that turf as she was coming across. Threw the ball. It could have been disastrous. She threw it. It bounced across. But great work by Sanchez to block it up. And Foster now with an opportunity to keep things going. She takes that one outside and off the plate. Bases are loaded here. We play top of the 5th. Wind blowing out, and these ladies that hit the ball the way they do, I don't think any lead is safe today. Swung on and missed. Liked that low fastball that she got from Verga, but was unable to catch up with it, and that's a ball and a strike to Foster. Foster 1 for 2, we told you. Lily will rock back and fire this one. That is taken inside and certainly nowhere to put her as the bases are loaded with Lady Chiefs. Game 2 scheduled for 11 o'clock. That is Hahnville and Calvary Baptist. Calvary Baptist Academy, depending on who you look at, number 1 in the country. Up and out of the zone, 3 balls and a strike. Hahnville put on a great performance yesterday. We're excited about seeing that matchup. Don't know that we'll get that in the books at 11 o'clock or not. You hate to get behind early on in games, but when you start putting up runs and that wind's blowing out, that's what happens. Ground ball over to second base past a diving Boeheim, and that's going to get into the outfield. Play coming around, and that is a 2 RBI single for Foster. She's 2 for 3. Hudson will hit (12-8) in this one. And, boy, these two teams just are like heavyweight fighters, slugging at each other. Runners at third and first. Hudson now with an opportunity to get things a little bit closer. 1 down, top of the 5th we play. Swung on there, and that will get Foster down to second base on that swinging strike. Our LV5K player of the game is yet to be decided. There's a lot of time left. That one is ground over to the shortstop side. Coming across the diamond is Nobles. Chunks that one away, and it's going to be into the dugout. And you get 2 runs that come across there as Foster ends up at second base herself. And, boy, this thing has really gotten intense. (12-10). And the tying run is at the plate. That one lifted high. Wheat camps out under it, and she'll get the ball back in. And that is the second out of the inning by Casimir, who flies out. She's now 0 for 3 on the day, and that will flip it back over to Tullis on the top of the West Ouachita lineup. They have put up 5 runs in the top of the 5th inning to get this to be a 2-run ball game. 6 errors on the day between the two teams, but they are up there just slugging away. That one going back to the gap as well. It's going to find the wall, and a run will come across to score. Switching places there, and that is Tullis with a RBI double, and all of a sudden, it's a 1-run ball game. Tying run stands at second base in the form of Tullis. Tullis 2 for 3 on the day now. Game was 12-5 when we came into the top of the 5th, and it has just been hit after hit after hit. Callie Smith will step in. This game just full of LV5K players. That one launched out to left field is going to be grabbed on a pretty good catch by Blackwell. That will officially end the inning, but not before. 6 runs come across for West Ouachita. This thing started as a 7-run game. We move to the bottom of the 5th. It is a 1-run game. 12-11. Ponchatoula leads this one when we come back. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning, and my goodness is all that you can say about this one. Verga, Sanchez, and Wheat due up. All Lily's done is 3 for 3 with a home run and 5 RBI. Sanchez is there, and it's a battle between two heavyweights just slugging at each other in this one. 12-11. Ponchatoula was looking for a way to end it potentially with some more runs in the 4th, but West Ouachita says, hold on a second, we're not going to even talk about that. And they come storming back in this one. It's 12-11. We are an hour and 30 minutes into this. That one is taken up and out of the zone by Verga, and you've got to be very careful right here with Lily if you are Hill. And we've got a Tire Discount Center pitching change as that one is swung and grounded foul. And this now in the circle is Cam Hill. Cam Hill takes over in the circle, and she will face Lily Verga for the first time. It's a ball and a strike following that foul ball. Hill rocks back and delivers this one. Slow and off speed and out of the zone, and 2 balls and a strike. That one ground ball over to third. Crockett has it across the diamond. Good stretch by Henley at first. And 1 up and 1 down here in the bottom of the 5th. Boy, if you are West Ouachita and you can get through 3, 4, 5 right here unscathed, then I think you give yourself a lot of momentum going into the top of the 6th. This is going to be Sanchez that will step in. Takes that one off the plate for ball 1. After a quick out there from Heel, she's having trouble with Sanchez and finding the strike zone. But it seems to me that Heel tries to make you chase a little bit. She spins it a lot more, not the velocity that we have seen throughout the tournament. But there are multiple different pitchers that are there, and then those that spin, those that throw the fastball, those that work quickly, those that work slowly. Every pitcher that we see generally has some sort of a different mannerism. Three balls and 1 strike. And ball 4 is going to send Sanchez down to first. So after retiring the first batter of this inning, which was a big power hitter, she walks Sanchez, and Rael Wheat, the center fielder, will step in. I want to think the wind is laying down a little bit. It's still blowing pretty hard, but I don't think it's as constant and steady because you see the flag out in center field that will drop down just a little bit, and there in the first hour and a half of this, it has not done that. 1 ball, no strikes to Wheat. Wheat taps that one foul and evens things up at a ball and a strike. Told Coach Justin Dotson we wanted some premier games, and we would stay at Field 4 yesterday and today. Man, he's got this one right off the bat. Seeing eye single gets through for Wheat, and runners at first and second now for Ponchatoula here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Well, you get behind on going from game 1 to game 2, and look, it's just good softball, and they're banging around, but boy, it makes those other games back up and stack up, don't they? Swung on and missed. Good-looking pitch there, and Darby just unable to stay back. You know, you hear coaches talk about let it travel on you, let it travel on you. You just have to adjust that timing a little bit and get your mechanism straight on there. Swung on through that one and quickly 0-2. Sanchez, the runner at second base. Rael Wheat is over at first. This is Darby that is here. Darby 0 for 2 on the morning. Change that now, first base hit, and that will load him up. Darby with a base hit on that left side between third and short. And 3 for 3, 3 RBI, and 2-run score for Boeheim as she stands in there. That one lifted high and back, and you got to be kidding me. Boeheim has done it again. 4 for 4, grand slam home run, and oh, baby, what a shot that was. Look, you see it again, right in the wheelhouse, lifted to center field and put 4 more on the board. And it is 16-11. Grand slam home run, clears them off. Goodness gracious, you'll see her come back around. And that, my friends, is what the looks of a 7 RBI day looks like. Goodness gracious. She is 4 for 4, 2 home runs, 7 RBI on the day. And look, I don't know that anybody is going to take that LV5K player of the game away from Faye Boeheim today. Bounces up. Goodness gracious. That is the second home run of the day. They've got 5 total. Do the Lady Wave of Ponchatoula. Swung on and missed. That one on strikes as well. 1 ball and 2 strikes. If the games are going to be any more exciting than this, I would be surprised. This one has had all of the drama. 27 runs in this one, 6 home runs. That one is ground over towards third base and fouled. I think that it's just 6. We had 9 on this field in 3 games yesterday. We've got 6 this morning. Actually, that's 5. It's Henley with the only home run and 4 for Ponchatoula. That one ground over to third, and they'll replay it again. Take a quick minute and look back at that home run. Again, just Boeheim launches it over to center field. Ground ball number up the middle will be handled there at first, or in the circle and over to first, and that is out number 2. Trahan now will hit. Let's get first name on that young lady. This is Addie Trahan that stands in ready to go. She will pinch hit. Ground ball over to third. His glove there by Crockett across the diamond to Henley, and that will retire the side. But the big blow was that home run by Boeheim, and let's take a look at it again as we go to the break. There you see it launched back deep. Her second one of the day, fourth for Ponchatoula. We'll be back right after this. It is 16-11, Ponchatoula, top of the sixth. Back here we go, and getting ready for the sixth inning. Top of the sixth we play. Oh, all the way it was 12 to 5. 6 runs in the top of the sixth from West Ouachita, and then pick up 4 runs in the bottom of it. So another big inning. That one bounces in there low in ball 1. Story has been Faye Boehm today. Boehm, the second baseman for Ponchatoula, 2 home runs, 7 RBI, has had herself a ball game. Ground ball pulled foul just to the left of the third baseman, Dagro, who stays there. Lily Verga in at the circle where she has been. This is her 3rd inning of work. (16-11), we play in the 6th on Windy Field 4. 2 balls and a strike to the leadoff hitting Trahan today in this one. Count runs full there, 3 balls and 2 strikes. This is Crockett at the plate. Crockett 1 for 2 on the day. That one lifted high. She's going to be 1 for 3. Coming in and calling off the second baseman, Boehm, was Lancaster, and Lancaster gets the first out. And just as we talked about Boehm, she finds a way to get in there into the conversation mix. What a game that young lady has had. And Cam Henley will now step in. Henley started things off in this game with a home run. She takes that one out and off the plate for ball 1. That one ground ball from Henley up the middle, and that is going to be her second base hit of the day. 2 for 4 day for Henley, a home run and a single. Ground ball over to third base is gloved there. Foul ball. Cam Hill step in. No official at-bats on the day. Just took over in the circle back in that last inning. Unfortunately gave up that grand slam to Boehm. Players walking around with their letter jackets on. It is a chilly day, chilly morning out there. I think the wind is what's done the bulk of it. If that wind wasn't blowing what it was, it'd be a pretty comfortable day out here. That one misses out of the zone. 2 balls and a strike. All of the other games have ended around the park here. Just this one is one that has lasted. Ponchatoula trying to hang on. They've got a 5-run lead, but that means nothing in this one. Ground ball to second. Boehm is just going to tag the runner and over, not in time. Good work by Henley to hang on and not let Boehm tag her right away, because it would have been a sure double play. But good work there, and Hill is going to reach on a fielder's choice. And there are 2 outs now in the top of the 6th. So if you're Virga and can hold West Ouachita scoreless, that would certainly be what you wanted to do. And Woodall, 1 for 2. Steps in, grounds that one back. Foul ball is called. One bounces low, ball 1. Even the count up at a ball and a strike. 27 runs on 25 hits today for these two teams. 11 of 16 earned runs, 9 of 11 on the other side of it. So 20 earned runs out of 27 on this day. That one down the line and foul. That's a ball and 2 strikes to Woodall. Virga will rock back and deliver this. Taken outside, evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. At some point, you're not necessarily counting outs yet, but you're trying whatever you can to get to that 7th and get things done. That one lifted high. It's going to stay in the park over to left field, and Trahan camping out under it, and that will be the final out. So a clean inning for Virga and Ponchatoula. They'll come up in the bottom of the 6th when we return. Back we go, the bottom of the 6th inning, 16-11. 5-run lead here. It has been Faye Boehm today for Ponchatoula. I mean, you've had several stars in it, but 4 for 4, 3 runs scored, 2 home runs, 7 RBI on the day for Boehm. She's got a double along the way as well, so she's a triple away from the cycle. And why not come up and get that too, and just compound your day? We play the bottom of the 6th. That one laced out between left and center, and that's going to be a double for the leadoff hitter, Lancaster. And, boy, you're just in the top of that order again that has been relentless. Lancaster with 2 runs scored today. Dagro with 2 RBI. Virgo with 5 RBI, 3 for 4 days. Sanchez with an RBI and a run scored. Wheat, a couple of runs scored. That ground ball is over in between second and third, second and shortstop and third, and that will put runners at first and third. So Dagro with the base.